Welcome, everybody, to our 14-day smoothie challenge and daily ritual. We are absolutely thrilled to offer you smoothies as a potential self-care practice. And this is your opportunity to try it out while having fun with us on the selfie playground. So firstly, let's look at definitions. What is smoothies, self-care, and daily rituals? A smoothie is a thick beverage of fruit pureed in a blender with ice and milk, yogurt, or juice, or it could be a person who has a winningly polished manner. She's such a smoothie she could charm the stripes off a tiger. Then, what is the definition of self-care? Self-care is the care of oneself without any medical professional, other assistance, or oversight. Self-care is provided by you for you. And then if we look at the definition of daily rituals, it's an established procedure for religion, routine, habit, or rites of passage to make one feel aware, nourished, and contained. So let us start and have fun. Lynn, over to you.
So, hi everybody, and welcome to our smoothie challenge and daily rituals challenge. So, I'm going to just take you through a little bit of what self-care smoothies and daily rituals mean to me, and also what I add to the blender, i.e., the party of this smoothie and daily self-care ritual challenge. So, self-care for me, this is when I really take time to carve out to do the things that brings me joy. So for me, who likes things fast, um, putting self-care first for me is actually when I take time to slow down, taking time to walk in nature, going swimming, and putting my exercise as a priority in my diary. And also things like taking time out of my busy day to see my friends and sharing meals and cook and basically hanging around people that I love. So for me, self-care is any small things that I do in my daily life that brings me pleasure and joy. And sometimes I think even like the very basic stuff, to just take 5 minutes to standing still and appreciate all the beauty that surrounds me and being grateful for what is here right now. For me, that's self-care. Onto smoothies then, and I am the author and creator of all the lovely recipes that you have, and I'm hoping to perhaps throw in a few other ones as we go along in our challenge. So smoothies for me is, it's kind of like the one I use myself would be my default one would be the power smoothie that you see in your recipe book. It's the first one, but I also love green ones, and things like apple, bananas, coconut milk, lime and lemon is one of my favorite ones. And I tend to add protein powders to my smoothies as well to make sure they keep me going. So my daily rituals, they kind of tie in with my self-care practice that I mentioned before. So it's pretty much like to make sure I carve out that time. And part for me of showing up in this challenge is to actually make sure that I, as your guide here together with Marriott, is to show up and become more consistent for myself in my own daily rituals. Because as we know, at least for me, when things get busy, the ritual tend to go out the window. And what do I add to the blender? So, like I said, the recipes that you'll be using, they're my creations, and I hope you're going to enjoy them. And as a qualified nutrition therapist, what I bring is the power of food as medicine to this party. And I also love looking at how and why we eat as much as I like looking at what we're eating, and to see how all of these are intertwined. So I will encourage you during this challenge to look and see if you can find any patterns in your lifestyle that correlates with the food choices that you make. And you should also know that I love keeping things simple and straightforward. For me, colorful whole foods is really what lights me up and what it's all about. So let's just move on to the smoothies then, and the kind of benefits of the smoothie. So you will have in your smoothie recipe book a first few pages taking you through the benefits of why I chose smoothies for this challenge, and why kind of they're a good thing to incorporate in your daily life. So, I mean, we all know, hopefully, that the benefits of eating more fruit and vegetables every day, that how good they are for health. And one of them is the importance of having fiber. And the thing is, when you're having smoothies instead of juices, is that you keep the whole fruit and the whole vegetables in your container as you blend it, so you don't lose any of the fibers, which you normally do when you juice. Fibers are important to keep the intestines working well and make sure everything is moving along. They also keep us full for longer. So that means basically that there's less chance of eating more calories than we'd need. And when we have fiber in our, say, our smoothies rather than juices, these fibers helps to slow down the sugar release from the carbohydrates, which come from the vegetables and the fruit, and make you feel full for longer. And of course, with the vegetables and fruit, you also get the micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals that we need, the antioxidants and the phytonutrients. So I like smoothies as a quick, convenient way to get more of my whole foods in and the colorful fruit and vegetables on a daily basis when I'm kind of under pressure to maybe put together a salad. And sometimes there's variation for breakfast and lunches as well. So the thing here is that you don't need to, the whole idea of the challenge is to make sure that you have one a day, but don't feel that you're limited to have it for breakfast, for example. You can have it for lunch, or you could have it after as a recovery after a training session. Um, and you also have in your recipe book a shopping list for all the recipes provided. So if you want to just go out and follow the plan as it is, just take your shopping list with you and buy everything on the list, and you should be good to go. Another thing that I would like to mention for this, and since I'm living in the Northern Hemisphere, it's quite cold here right now. And for cold weather, if you're not really into very cold food, have the liquid that you're blending your smoothie with at room temperature to make sure it's not very cold. And the liquid to blend with is what's suggested water or an alternative kind of plant milk. And there's lots of choices to choose from: almond, rice, oats, hemp, um, those kind of with soya, for example. And there's also at the very back of the book instruction how you can make your own nut or seed milk. So choose what suits you. Or if you're feeling really brave and alternative, you can also use cold herbal teas, which works quite well. And lastly, before we move on, I would like to say that feel free to get creative. But what's important to note when you're making your own smoothie creations is, one, don't put too many different things into the one, because that can upset both the taste buds and your digestive system if it has to deal with too many different things all in one. Plus the fact that it's also a big chance that you end up with that sort of brown, sludgy looking thing, and that's not very appetizing. One thing that I have learned is not to blend red and green. So if I'm making red smoothies, I tend to take the greens out because I don't like brown stuff. But feel free if you're up to drinking that kind of stuff. That's okay too. And if there's something that you can't find that's suggested in your recipes, then feel free to chop it up and use alternative greens, so spinach, kale, cos, rocket, chard, any of those kind of ones that go, um, which are fine. You can use whatever suits you. And also, the last thing to note when you're combining smoothies and you're using them as more as a kind of a light meal rather than a snack, is to make sure that they're balanced. And what I mean by balanced is to make sure that you don't just have fruit and vegetables, but that you also incorporate some kind of healthy fat. So this could be things like soaked cashew nuts, a bit of coconut milk, um, avocados, for example, or if you're using, you can use cold pressed hemp oil or linseed oil, for example, with a tablespoon to incorporate that if that suits you. Um, and also, if you want, which is optional, but I often find it helps for fullness, is a protein powder. And what I tend to recommend is a clean, simple one, which is either made from pea, rice, or hemp. And that's pretty much it. And if you have any questions about your smoothies as we go along through the challenge, just feel free to post your questions in the Facebook group because I'll be there and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And also, or you can email me as well if you have any questions. So we're really looking forward to get going with this, and just make sure you have downloaded the 7-day challenge recipe book. And I know this is a 2-week challenge, so you can repeat them like the same recipe for 2 days in a row, or you can do 7 days and then do the other 7 days the following week. Or maybe after the first week, you're got really creative and start making your own combinations, and then we'd really love to see them. So make sure that you're joining our Facebook group in the Selfie Playground, and also that to commit to share your creations throughout these 2 weeks, because it'll be really exciting to see what stuff you're coming up with. And there's nothing like sharing, I think, to keep ourselves accountable as we go along. And both myself and Mariette will be involved in this whole thing as well. So we're really looking forward to having you. And I'm just going to conclude this with a couple of wise words, and just as a quote of moving you forward. And just to remember that you are worth investing in healthier daily habits. And the more you share, the more you gain. So over to Mariette.
Thank you, Lynn. So for me, self-care is provided by me for me. And it's about identifying my own needs and taking the steps to meet those needs. And it's also taking the time to do some activities that I feel nurtures me. And then it's about treating myself as kindly as I treat others. So the things that I normally would do is I love to sit outside and listen to nature. I love breathing, eating, resting mindfully. I love moving to music regularly. I love creating art journals, walking, and drinking tea. Then, when it comes to smoothies, I think that is why I'm also very excited, like Lynn said, to join in the smoothie challenge with all of you, because I am, in definition, the smoothie that is the person who has a winningly polished manner. And my intention for this smoothie challenge is myself to have fun while literally drinking and making smoothies with all of you. So for daily rituals, for me, it is about choosing one act of self-care per day over these 14 days, and then to string them together into a daily ritual for awareness, nourishment, and containment. And for me, a daily ritual is that my outside will always reflect my inside. So my normal daily ritual with self-care and with smoothies will look as follows. So what I'll need is a retreat space in my home. I will have a very clear mental vision of my smoothie challenge and my goal and my positive intention that I have set in my smoothie challenge journal. I will have a blender to actually make my smoothies, and then I would have purchased all the items or make sure that it's in my grocery cupboard, the grocery list that Lynn gave us in the Smoothie Challenge recipe book. Then my self-care daily routine might look as follows. I will make myself, upon waking, a cup of warm water with half a lemon squeezed in it, just to get my digestive system going. Then in the morning for quiet time, I love to listen how the day actually wakes up. I then normally take 5 minutes, close my eyes, and think how it feels to reach whatever goal I have. And in this case, it will be my smoothie challenge goal. I will feel the emotions. I will experience with all my senses how it will look, sound, and taste if I actually achieve this smoothie challenge goal or intention that I set out to do. I then take my journal, and for this smoothie challenge, there's questions every day that I'll then answer in a stream of consciousness way, which means whatever comes up in my head, I'm going to jot that down in a free flow way. I then will write out three things that I'm grateful for, and they will differ from the morning to the evening. And then, lastly, the morning ritual will be to write my intention onto a post it note. And then during the day, I will go and place the smoothie that I made together with my posted intention and place it in my environment. Now, that could be at work or at home or in nature while I'm shopping, anywhere that I actually feel motivated and inspired to place it, take a quick snapshot with my smartphone, and I'll then share it on the Facebook Selfie Playground private group for all of us. And I'm hoping that you will all join me in this ritual that I'll be going and doing. Then also as part of the commitment, I'll be choosing a song for the day, and then I'll dance to get my blood pumping during the day. And then an invitation for all of you as well is to take 3 60-second breaks during the smoothie challenge and do what makes you feel good. It might be just to look at a picture that you enjoy for that moment. It might be during lunch that you read a blog of someone that really, really inspires you or that you admire. Or it can be that you just quickly go and take a quick short walk. Now, I'm planning as part of my daily ritual during this smoothie challenge in the evening, then, as my quiet time and to end the daily ritual, is to again listen to how my day is slowing down. And for 5 minutes, I'm going to reflect on how my day went with the smoothie challenge and also write things down that I'm grateful for. So, that being said, um, my part, what I bring to the blender is the daily rituals part. And I want to invite you that in your journal on pages 4 to 6, there's a space for you to set your intentions. And intentions is puts everything into motion. It activates meaningful guideposts for you towards what you actually want to achieve with your smoothie challenge. And it also create your intention by using I am statements. So as soon as you use an I am statement, it then connects it to a feeling that you would like to experience as a result of the smoothie challenge. So, for example, I'm invigorated drinking daily smoothies, is my intention that I am setting. So, you can complete yours on page 46 of the journal. Then, the second part is color. Now, color and life is inseparable. It influences everything we eat, drink, touch, and are surrounded by. It also affects our mood and our emotions. And color, it also colors our personalities. So you'll be making color smoothies during this color smoothie challenge. And it's our invitation that you actually explore what the different colors mean to you and the effect that it then has on you. And again, it is really, really our hope that you feel safe and um, open enough to share your discoveries with us on our private Facebook selfie playground. Then we go into shapes, and for 2 days, you will explore the shapes in your journal. And we are all a collection of shapes. Your body is made up of different shapes. The container you will drink your smoothie out during the smoothie challenge will be in a specific shape. So we'll explore the shapes that define you and the shapes that you surround yourself in your life with. Then we move on to symbols, and symbols help us understand the world on a deeper level. And symbols speak a language that resonates with your specific spirit. And you'll use your ingredients of your smoothie challenge that will potentially hold some symbolic potential to express you and how you language your world. And we also look forward in you sharing the specific symbols that show up for you during the smoothie challenge. Then we're going to also look at emotions, and the invitation is for you to really invite the emotion into your smoothie challenge, because the emotions will set things in motion and it will give you an even greater human experience. It also creates a doorway for your full self expression. So, getting familiar with your feelings and making space for both your positive and negative emotions will expand your range of your emotions. Then we're going to look at curiosity, and curiosity is a relaxed state of openness and engagement. And we are really, again, excited and curious to see what you're going to share as your discoveries in our Facebook Selfie Playground group. Then, lastly, we're going to look at your inspiration. And being inspired is like being plugged into an unlimited source of fuel. So, let's play. And just a quick check in also together with Lynn's Smoothie Challenge recipe book. Make sure that you have downloaded your daily ritual journal, and please remember that you can use it that you feel comfortable and see fit. You can answer all the questions, you can answer some of the questions, but the invitation is, remember, self-care is about you caring for you. And the last invitation is, please take daily ritual actions and place it in your environment. So that photo of your smoothie and whatever gift you are giving yourself as a ritual action, take that quick picture and share it with us on the Facebook Selfie Playground play group. And lastly, I would like to end to say you are worth inspiring others. So by sharing all your rituals and your smoothies, you actually have the potential, because you are worth sharing your bravery to inspire others. And sharing your truth, both the light and the dark side, is more than enough. So we welcome you, all of you. Over to you, Lynn.
So just to conclude our welcome webinar for you all, I'd like to take you through these 8 self-care reminders. So the first one is, remember you are worthy and enough. The second one are, you're responsible to commit and practice self-care. And like Maria said, self-care is you taking care of you. You have the permission to be brave, patient, and imperfect. And remember, you can schedule time for yourself. I think I need to do this daily. Make sure you make choices from a place of love and compassion. And number 6, you're willing to sit with uncomfortable feelings. Number 7, you have the right to show up as you are, and we invite all of you to do that in our safe space, in our playground. And number 8, remember that you're understood and loved. So just keep these 8 self-care reminders in your heart. And what is next? So we invite you to prepare a safe space for your smoothie challenge, both online and in person for yourself. And as Meredith was mentioned, maybe make sure you carve out your time and decide when you're going to have your smoothie, how you're going to prepare it, and when is a good time to have it for you, and so on. And then also make sure that you join our Facebook Selfie Playground Facebook group. And the link is just underneath the screen here on this webinar. And all you have to do is click and join, because even though you've downloaded the recipe book and your journal, in the the selfie play group on Facebook is where all the daily actions will happen. This is where we will post our daily intentions, and this is where we will be supporting you and motivate you and inspire you. And this is where we can all keep each other accountable to make sure that we're making the most out of these 2 weeks, and that we'll come out on the other end, hopefully with some daily rituals that are going to stick as we move forward in this year. So thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to see you in the Facebook group.
Yes, meet you in the selfie playground. Bye, everybody.
Bye.